Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and today we're going to talk about what we're going to need to see in the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin market to see a Bitcoin and cryptocurrency bull market starting here in quarter 2 of 2017, or 2018 rather, and moving on through the end of 2018. Guys, I think the bottom is probably behind us. I think it's more than likely behind us. We'll be talking about that in a second. I think the bottom is probably behind us, and I think that 2018 still has a lot of room to be a bull year for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and we're going to be talking about what we're going to need to see to have that happen in today's video. But if you enjoyed today's video, you should definitely think about dropping a like and subscribing, because I make a lot of cryptocurrency videos just like this. So let's get right into it. Bitcoin is currently trading right around $8,000. It actually just dropped about $150 right before I started recording this video. We'll get to that in just a second. The market capitalization is right around $135 billion. It's up 0.48% in the last 24 hours, but that's kind of been wiped out in the last 5-10 minutes. We'll talk about that in just a second. Stellar's up 13%. EOS is still sitting up here at number 6 place. It's up 8% today. Litecoin's up 8%. A lot of the cryptocurrencies are doing pretty well. Populous is doing pretty well. Verge had a very interesting partnership. I'm not going to tell you what that partnership was. Just look up Verge partnership, and you will see what they partnered with. It was pretty funny, to be fair. The market capitalization is right around $1/3 trillion, $330 billion. As you guys know, we built some pretty solid support here around $250 billion. If we come here to year to date, we can see the entirety of the bear market. As you may know from watching my videos or doing this on your own, you'll know that we built some pretty solid support right here around $250 billion in market capitalization for the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency markets, just under the $275 billion double bottom that we had here. That's a very strong level of support, that $250 billion. That's a very nice, big, even level. That's $250 billion. That's a pretty nice level that we want to maintain. The volume's doing all right today. We have $18 billion in volume. The Bitcoin volume is starting to pick up. In my last video, the Bitcoin's 24-hour volume was right around 5.8 billion, if I remember correctly, and right now it is around 6.5 billion. We want the volume to pick up so that it kind of comes up and matches the amount of price that we're seeing, because the volume has been tapering off and it's been trending downwards over the course of 2018. We want to start seeing that trend upwards. The Bitcoin dominance is dropping a little bit. Bitcoin's dominance was up around 45%. We've talked about this quite a bit on the channel. I'll go through this very quickly. It was up right around 45%, as we can see here, and it's starting to taper off a little bit as some more of the market valuation is moving into the other altcoins, and hopefully we're going to see an altcoin run and a Bitcoin run at the same time. But a lot of that valuation tends to move into the altcoins when an actual bull market is happening, because more people are more willing to take more risky positions in different cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of the big guys in the market. So let's look here at the market real quick, since we're here and since we're recording this video when we are. Let's take a look at what's going on here, because this is pretty funny. We're on the 5-minute chart and Bitcoin is falling through the floor. Let's come in here to the minute and you'll see what I mean. I don't know what's going on here. We just fell off a cliff. There may be some news that came out in the last 5 minutes that I didn't see right before recording this video. I don't think there was. That might be a whale selling, guys, but I don't know what it is. But either way, that's not really important. We weren't really able to hold the $8,000 level too well. Right now we're below it. Hopefully we can get back above it, but that's okay if we don't, because what's really important is the long-term uptrend. Talked about this on the channel a lot, guys, so I'm going to be very brief with this. The long-term uptrend, we have pivot points down here at 1,800. Right back here, 3,000, 6,000, and we have a lot of trading around here. About 2 to 3 weeks ago, we had a lot of trading around here, or about a week to 3 weeks ago, we had a lot of trading around here, right around this uptrend, and right now we are back above it, and we want to make sure that we stay above it, guys. This is a very important uptrend to carry us in a bull market through the remainder of the year of 2018. Now, let's talk about technically what we're going to need to see for a Bitcoin bull market to form in the year of 2018. We're going to be talking about a lot of the different technical indicators and a lot of the different technical features of the Bitcoin chart, particularly the Bitcoin chart, because Bitcoin is the market leader, so what Bitcoin does, the altcoins will tend to follow. So what are the levels of resistance and the levels of support that we're going to want to see? First of all, we do not want to set a lower low than what we have down here, because that would require us breaking the long-term uptrend. Again, we want to get strong support on this. I would be perfectly fine with us having a little bit of a pullback, kind of tapering off and coming down here and hitting this long-term uptrend, getting a nice little bit of support on it, a nice little bounce, setting a higher low than we had back here. That would not be a bad thing whatsoever, but we want to make sure we stay above 6,000. If we get a lower low below 6,000, that's probably going to extend the bear market that we've been in for at least another month. Well, actually, we're not going to be talking about that. That's basically what we don't want to see. We do not want to see that happen. I don't think that's going to happen, guys. One thing that's very nice is that we've gotten away from this long-term downtrend. I have seen some other people draw this long-term downtrend a bit differently, but even the way they draw it, we are still away from it. Let's talk about the long-term downtrend on the log scale, though, because that downtrend is slightly different if we use a logarithm scale. So if we zoom out here, then we can see that if we draw a line right here, all my other lines on the auto scale are now broken, so don't disregard those. But if we draw the downtrend here on the log scale, as you can see, we were getting pretty close to it, and then we've had a little bit more red than green over the last about the last 2 days, but we want to get above this long-term downtrend. This is also a very important long-term downtrend. I think that we're probably going to test that and eventually, hopefully, get above it in the next week. We're going to want to get above that. What's also really important to realize is that where that touch is right around where we are seeing, where we're going to see resistance right up around $9,000. It's a little bit below it. It's actually around 8,500, but those levels are pretty close. Those are some pretty close levels of resistance that are very strong. $9,000 is a very strong level of resistance, in part because this is a big even. $9,000 is there's a lot more trading that goes on around big evens like $9,000 than there would be around something like $8,736.72. You understand, a lot of people put their trading, a lot of people put their trades very close to big evens or on big evens, which is why when you see the peaks and troughs, or the peaks and bottoms of different markets, a lot of times they are around big even numbers with a lot of zeros after the initial number. Another reason for it is because we have a double top right here, we have a little bit of resistance over here, and we have a little bit of support on the $9,000 region. And on top of that, the other thing that makes $9,000 very powerful is if we bring Fibonacci retracement out here, then we can see that $9,000 is almost exactly the 50% retracement mark for Fibonacci retracement from 11.7 up here down to where we bottomed out around 6,500. Let's get this out of the way. Let's go back onto the auto scale so I can show you some other Fibonacci levels, because Fibonacci levels are going to start coming into play again in this market. I will leave it on 4 hour. Hang on, let me move my chart here. Let's get Fibonacci here. Good. And if I do remember correctly, yes, that's right. 23.6% retracement is right around $9,000 as well. That's something else we're going to have to watch out for. That's right around $9,500. Excuse me, right around $9,500, so we're going to want to watch out for that. But guys, the big levels of resistance that we're going to be watching out for in the next couple of days are mainly going to be 9,000, the long-term downtrend on the logarithm scale, and $9,500 on this Fibonacci level. That's going to be a big problem. Also, above that, the next thing that we really have to worry about is this double top up here. The last thing we want to do is triple top. We do not want to do that. That would be horrendous. Hopefully we don't see that happen. I don't think we will. What we want to see is get up here, get around 11.7, and then break it, and then have a lot of upside for a little while. And then after that, we have resistance up here, of course, at 17,000 up here, and then, of course, up here at 20,000. And Fibonacci retracement, guys, if you guys want to use Fibonacci retracement just the same way I did, it's a very important tool. It's a very powerful tool. Merely, well, not merely, but in large part because a lot of people use it. Tools in technical analysis tend to be more powerful depending on how, based on how many people actually use them. A lot of people use Fibonacci retracement, so if you use the levels here, you can see 38.2% retracement, as you can see, is pretty close to this level of this double top. This was around 11.2, this was around 11.8. Also, 50% is around 13,000, that's an important level. Another one, 61.8, which is right around 15,000, that's another big even that we're going to be watching out for. And then, of course, there's a Fibonacci level up here around 17,000, where we had a little peak right there. So those are the big levels of resistance that we're going to be watching out for. Also, we have this uptrend here that hasn't been relevant for a long time, but we had this form when we had a bottom back here at 6,000, a bottom back here at 3,000, excuse me, a bottom back here at 6,000, and then also this is going to end up being a level of resistance for us in the near future. Probably not in the near future, probably in about a month from now. But anyway, guys, I think there is definitely a lot of room to go in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and not only are we going to need to see very good things happen on the Bitcoin chart, we're also going to need to see very good things happen in the cryptocurrency space as a whole. We're going to need to see some very good adoption news because, guys, the thing that's really going to end up driving Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption is not technical analysis. It's going to end up being adoption. That is extremely important. We need to get adoption going. It'd be very nice if we could see something like BitPay that was a little bit more widely adopted than BitPay. A lot of people are not big fans of BitPay. Something like that would be very helpful. The biggest thing that I think is going to help drive cryptocurrency and Bitcoin adoption is the ease of use that current payment methods have. A lot of people are not as libertarian as the people in cryptocurrency are, and I'm certainly one of those people, but the vast majority of people that we're trying to market to when we're trying to bring cryptocurrencies to mass market rather, is we need to be able to provide ease of use to them. And we also need to be able to provide something else to make us attractive over the big guys like Visa and MasterCard and the banks and etc. A lot of people just don't care about being their own bank. A lot of people don't care about that. That's the sad thing, is that a lot of people don't care about what they should care about. That's a big problem in our society. I think we can all agree on that. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to develop layer 2 solutions that decrease the block not the block time, but decrease transaction times on Bitcoin, like Lightning Network, and on other cryptocurrencies. We're going to need to see a lot of companies building things around the blockchain that is going to help people use Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology in very easy ways. Because guys, right now it's pretty easy to walk into I don't know, Subway and slide your and chip your debit card and then pull it out, and then boom, it took you 3 seconds to pay for your sandwich. Scanning a QR code, opening your wallet and on your phone and everything, if it takes 10 seconds, it's taking 9 seconds too long in a payment solution. So we need to be able to provide very, very rapid payment solutions. We need to be able to provide cheaper fees, because people are always caring about how much money they're spending on fees. We need to provide a lot of things that the banks and the institutions that are currently doing that are currently being payment processors are not necessarily doing so well. So guys, I think the moral of the story is that we're going to need to see Bitcoin break some important levels of resistance, but we're also going to need to start seeing mass adoption happening. And I think we are just a few years away from that. I think it's going to be starting pretty soon. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is starting to get the kind of traction that we all want to see. 2017 was a great year for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin. And I think 2018 and into the 2020s is going to be the same. I think it's going to be very, very good. I think Bitcoin is going to go to the absolute moon. I think we're going to see a lot of upside. And guys, if we see a lot of upside, that means the price is going to go up quite a bit. So get your Bitcoin while it's cheap. Not a financial advisor, but I am a big fan of Bitcoin. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions, as always, you can leave them in the comment section down below. If you watched to the end of the video, leave a comment in the comment section that says, "My mother is a blank," and the blank, just fill it in with, I don't know, the name of a bird, just so that everybody who's in the comment section didn't watch to the end is very confused. I think that would be pretty funny. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!